This is the first video on the channel, and basically introduction. This is going to be a recap video on this trade I took earlier this morning, and we're going to recap it here today. So let's get into it. Let's get straight into it. So pretty much, this is going to be, I'm going to get on the line and then I'll move on to the charts. So pretty much how we started was we accumulated, I believe, on Asian, and we distributed on London. I have to go back once we get in. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant now. But pretty much when I was in the market, we're about here. And from here, I mapped out premium and discount, and I noticed that we had already came into premium of this created range that we created the previous sessions, and this was before 9:30. And usually I like to take a trade past 10, 9:50, 10ish. So then I'm waiting, and we created this range, the range to move into the 50, and then the range that we created to move into the 50. Then we have this newly created range, and at around 9:30ish, we push it down lower and we tap the 50. All right. As of now, I'm not really in anything. I'm not, at this point in time, I'm not really knowing what trade I'm going to take. I don't really have a clear bias, because from here, from this price could either shoot up, or just continue lower. All right, so it's not really good to have a bias at this range for me personally. So I wanted to wait. So from here, from this move going down to 50%, we created a 5-minute imbalance. All right, within all of this, that move lower, we created a 5-minute imbalance. So this is going to show, now this fair value gap is going to show us which way price is going to go. So in today's case, we came up into this 5-minute gap, retraced into it. And now from when price goes into it, now from here I wanted to see, is price going to hold this fair value gap and displace lower, or is it going to run through this fair value gap and continue higher? All right, so for me, around at this time, and this time too, I really didn't want to really look for longs. Why? Because up above, it was just imbalances. So for me to take, a long here on the inverse higher, it's tough. I just didn't really want to be in it. So I wanted to see price go lower. All right. I wanted to see price go lower. It was cleaner. We had this low to target, this Asian low, and it just looked cleaner to me. So I did want this fair value gap to hold so it could confirm for lower. And it did just that. It held this, I'm going to go ahead and delete this. It held this 5-minute gap and actually closed below it. And you see we had this low here. The low created from the push on into the 5-minute gap. See, I didn't want to enter off of the 5-minute gap. Like, I could have, entered here, targeting this. But like I said, from this price action, price could either shoot up or shoot down. So I really didn't want to risk it. So I really wanted to stay patient and get clear confirmation. So yes, you could have entered here, but personally, I just didn't want to. I wanted to wait. So that's what I did. I waited, and I saw displacement. I was on the 2-minute at this time, and we got displacement lower. A close below, which I wanted to see, which is my entry, but not only. So technically, yes, I am in here. It closed below, and I'll get into it once we get into the chart. Closed below, but also another thing that we got that really made me like this trade was that push lower, that move lower. We created a 1-minute gap. Okay, this is really key, because this is not only going to help me with putting a stop loss, this is also going to give me more confidence in the trade that we will retrace. That if we retrace, we will hold it. It's an area where price can hold, and it's not just low resistance liquidity. It's just chop and price can run through it. That this fair value gap is kind of like a stop. So for me, enter here off the close. I'll explain the entry once we get into the candles. Stops up above the fair value gap and take profit at the low. And essentially, what do? Nice moves, and basically the rest is history. And this is basically what the trade looked like. I'm going to keep this here, and we're going to look on the charts right now. Pretty much, we got on the market around 9:20, and this was the range. Okay, so let's use this here. So pretty much, this was the range we're working with. Asian, London, and around 9:20 we were on the chart. So pretty much from Asian to London, we came into 50% here. We didn't tap it on NQ. We did tap 50%, so it's fine, whatever. And then that move up higher, this move here created this leg higher, boom, into the 50%. Like around 9:20, I'm in the market here. I'm watching. See us tap the 50. Okay, cool. Nice. I see us tap it around 9:45, and then we get this. Where is it? We had this initial 5-minute gap here, but I did not like this at all. I mean, it really didn't give me anything clear. Didn't really like it, so I avoided this 5-minute gap. I waited, and then we had another drop lower, and then we had 2 5-minute gaps right here. I mean, looking at this one, I didn't see we had this 5-minute gap, and I wanted to see what was price going to do. Because, like, remember, let's look back at this fair value gap. Remember, like I said, I didn't really want to see longs because of all these imbalances. So pretty much that's why I wasn't really interested here. But once I saw this, another straight drop lower, turn this off here, straight drop lower, 5-minute fair value gap right here. Note this out, 5-minute fair value gap. Seen that, up on the 2-minute. This is the low created for the 2-minute. As you can see, we go into the 5-minute. As you can see, it closes below, and then we get this placement lower. This is a 2-minute gap. There was a 2-minute gap and a 1-minute gap here. See, this is a nice 2-minute gap, and we put in a 1-minute gap here. I'll show you guys. Boom, large 1-minute gap right here, and then I want to see a close below on the 2-minute, and as you see, it closes here. You could have, and you know, I entered here, but if you're really iffy on the trade, if you're really iffy on it, you could have waited to see when price would close on NQ. And if you did wait the second time and you got an entry here, it would have aligned. I did check it. But me personally, I entered here at the close, targeting, what did I target? That London low. This is the London low. Yep, London low. Simple target, targeting that London low right there, just like that. Very simple. So that's pretty much the trade there. You can see here. Out here. Nice. At the 50 here. Retraced back to the 50. Came down. Boom. Dump. Fat dump. Tap the 5-minute. Close below. And entry targeting shorts. So this is pretty clean to me. Pretty obvious. And yeah, that's the trade recap on this trade. And if you're interested in joining the Discord, it's going to be in the link in the description below. It's completely free. Everything is free. Everything is free. You can ask questions, learn, grow a community, and yeah, that's it.